he became a lobbyist.
Something for
He became a lobbyist, and his number one client was the Texas State Lottery, a company called G-Tech. They had lost their right to run the lottery, $1 billion money-making operation, because they were caught in some alleged corruption. And the new Texas Lottery director put out a bid, got new lottery operators. Okay, but then, apparently, the governor of Texas, a guy named George W. Bush,
what a coincidence,
contacted the lottery director and said, we have to have my guy Ben Barnes' lottery company keep the lottery contract. So what happened was the head of the Texas State Lottery fired the director of the Texas State Lottery, threw the bids out the window, and took the company that never put in a bid, a company named G-Tech, gave them the Texas State Lottery a multi-billion-dollar gimme, no bid, in perpetuity. This contract is in perpetuity. No bid.
And this is Ben Barnes' company.
Right? This is Ben Barnes' client, right?
Okay.
And they paid a bonus to Ben Barnes of $23 million. Who made that fix? Who took the call from the governor?
Should we go to a break?
Who took the call? Who took the call from the governor? Who made the fix? Who threw out the Texas State Lottery director at the governor's call? Who threw out the bids?
It starts with an H.
You got it. You're close. You're warm.
Harriet Miers.
Harriet Miers, you win the lottery.
This is unbelievable.
Now, when you talk about clout, baby, Harriet Miers. So if you want to know,
quit next week too now? Is that what we're doing here?
What's happening now? The lady who kept George's secret at great cost to the Texas taxpayers. And people wonder how she got the nomination for the Supreme Court, because she had George's war medals in her pocket. Harriet Miers, and now she's in.
This is better than soap operas.
You couldn't make this stuff up.
Yeah, I wish I could.
Okay, wait, you're doing better. You're reporting the objective facts that no one else is reporting. Okay, so
So what are we going to do about this?
We're going to tell the truth on him, is the first thing. I want you to take that chapter of our Madhouse. It's called The Lynching of Dan Rather, because he began to out the story about the fix on Texas Air Guard, but he wouldn't go the next step, which is say how they paid off to keep it silent. BBC television ran the report, and I want to tell you right now, Richard, we didn't retract a comma of that story, unlike CBS. Which, don't forget, it's not that eyeball on CBS. It's not an eyeball. It's a pimple on the corporate rectum of Viacom, and we didn't. BBC did not retract.
There's a new FCC rule. We can keep that in now.
Okay. BBC did not retract a jot of the story about how George Sr. fixed it for George Jr. to get out of the war in Vietnam and into the Texas Air Guard, and we added the most important material from the written files, and we never got a denial, and we got backing from witnesses that the cash was received to keep it silent. So the fact that little George was gotten out of the Air Guard, who was the bag woman, who did the deal, who did the nasty? Harriet Miers, and then didn't take long before helping little George, keeping properly silent, got her the black robes.
Ben Barnes?
let's see if we can reconstruct this, and then we got to wrap. Ben Barnes helps out Daddy Bush's son.
Yep.
In return, George Jr., when he's governor, gives this huge lottery contract to one of Ben Barnes' contracts. Ben makes what, 26 million?
23.
23 million. Not bad for helping to keep George out. Harriet Miers comes in as the lottery executive to make all of this happen.
Yes.
And then
He goes to the Supreme Court after little George becomes president, is nominated for the Supreme Court. People say, like, who is this lady? So he has to pull her back, but still keeps her in the position where she can still do her work as the hit lady, fingering one honest prosecutor after another. So this is the hit woman, and this is who John Conyers is going to be asking questions of. So when you wonder, how did this lady get in that position? Like I say, she's got George's medals in her pocket.
only Greg Palast here on Clout with Richard Green and in our Madhouse, which is one of the coolest, most fun, entertaining, and incredibly relevant books, can put together George's going AWOL, or getting into the National Guard, the going AWOL, the political favoritism, his father, the Supreme Court, Harriet Miers, and the Alberto Gonzalez, and the Attorney General gate.
Are
And
we having fun yet?
Oh, my God. And what are you going to do to top this next week? Well, we'll just have to wait and find out. Thank you so much again, Greg Palast. What a cool, fun thing to have you on the show every single week. We'll see you next week.
You got me.
Thanks.